If you want to know where the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the wider markets are heading to, then this is the video for you. There's been a lot of crack dealers around, a lot of hopium in the air. And hope is a bitch, we've all slept with her. Bitcoin went up a massive 25% in a matter of a couple of days. Everyone, all the bulltards especially, got very bullish. The bulltards came out in strength, and they all called for a bull market. It's back on, guys, for the 170th time. It's back. Most of you are aware I bought here, I got receipts, ladies and gentlemen, and today I actually sold. The bullishness was so immense, and so I've never ever in my life, and I've been in multiple cycles, I've never ever seen it this bullish in my life. Crypto, unfortunately, haven't learned their lesson, and it keeps doing this again and again and again. They buy high, and unfortunately, they sell low. They keep doing this again and again, and only the 1% actually win. We spoke about this trend line in our previous video, and we did mention that it's going to kiss this trend line. And if I go lower onto the 4-hourly chart, it hit it beautifully hit it numerous times. So it hit it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is major resistance. And not only is it major resistance, we do have even more resistance sitting at this area. Now this is still technically a bear trend. The trend has not changed. I repeat, the trend has not changed. We're forming a lower high. If we break market structure and form a new high to the previous range high, then this is something different. As of now, we are still in the middle of a fucking range, and bulltards are getting extremely excited, just as beartards got extremely excited for lower prices. On the 1st of July, I said it's a bear trap. They're lying to you. Everyone was calling for lower prices. Everyone was saying that we're going to head down lower to 50k, 40k, 30k. They all came out. And I said to my beloved bears, I said, no. And so we went further and higher, and we had the biggest liquidations we ever seen in the past 3 years. They're all mortified. A lot of my fellow bears are caught trapped at the moment with their pants down. But nonetheless, I will tell you what I'm going to do next. These are the Bitcoin cycles of the bear markets, and this, ladies and gentlemen, has been a slight surprise, but it hasn't been somewhere we've never been before, ladies and gentlemen. This is similar to still 2018. We haven't deviated massively, but we have been woken up. The market has woken up, and people are fearful that the bottom is already in. They're quantifying and really trying to understand what went wrong. Maybe the cycle has moved forward. Maybe we're not going to see capitulation. But we have shown similarities in the 2018 cycle. I've made references to this for a while now. The thing with 2018 that was remarkably similar to this one is that we had these massive kind of tears where we just pretty much went nowhere. And we were ultimately bouncing, and we were around here. Many participants thought that we were gonna go lower, but we actually didn't. This was like the same situation in July, the 1st of July, where we bounced from here to here. Now, in the summer, we did bounce, and then we came back down, and then we bounced again, which was kind of some mediocre bounce, and then just continued to oscillate down. The main drop of this in 2018 was actually due to the stock market. Every time we go underneath the 50-week moving average, it's confirmed as a bear market, a glorious bear market. And every time we go above and close above the 50-week moving average, ladies and gentlemen, we are confirmed a bull market. It happened in 2018 on the weekly, closed underneath. It's a confirmed bear market. Like, there is no one on the planet that can argue with this, okay? Barring one situation, which was the 2019 period when we had COVID-19. We broke down, had a massive black swan event, and in a couple of weeks we went down a brutal 62%. In 2022 we kissed it, turned green. Everyone got super super happy. Just like now, all the crack dealers were out. They were all shilling their micro cap altcoins and whatever, their low cap altcoins, saying we're going to go to 100 billion or 10 billion. You know the drift. And then we hurdled down, and that was pretty much it. And every time we've confirmed above the 50-week moving average, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all you pretty much need to know. This was accumulation, and then we had our spring, and the rest was history. Now, it looks very hard now because you're really in the thick of things. It's very difficult for you to know whether we're in a bull market or a bear market. In this current bear market, we've kissed the 50-week moving average, and so far it looks remarkably good for a bear market. Now, in every single cycle, we've always kissed the 50-week moving average. Always done this. We've done it in 2022, we did it in 2018, and we also did the same thing in 2014. This to me looks like a spectacular rejection. We kissed it right over here, rejected on the weekly, and that's all she wrote. I'm really disappointed at some of my fellow bears. I'm really disappointed because I thought you were real bears. I thought you was actual bears, but you started turning bullish. What I'm ultimately looking for is a lower high, and then we're going to make new lows. However, we're going to bounce once again. What I'm looking for, ladies and gentlemen, is a new low. The market participants are extremely bullish. Greed and fear has gone to 80. Of course, I had to sell some of my bags. Of course, I bought right over here when everyone was depressed. People wanted to jump off bridges. There were hacks, continuous hacks. And I bought over here, ladies and gentlemen. I longed right here. And now the market is extremely greedy. From extreme fear at around 20, we went all the way to extreme greed to 80. Of course, I'm going to sell. I've never been one of those people that tell you a million different scenarios. If Bitcoin does this, it will do that. If Bitcoin goes there, it will go here, and gives you 3 different scenarios. This is A and B and C. Basically can do anything. I've never been there. I'm telling you what I'm doing. You can follow, you can like, you can share, subscribe, do what you like. I'm telling you how I'm playing the game. There's major support here. There's a few major supports here, but this is like the biggest support right here. If we break into this area, back into this area, oh my God, the sentiment will be crazy. Everyone will give up. I'm extremely aware of this fractal, guys, this spring fractal. If we do play out, it might do something similar where we come halfway through, like something around 71, 72, breakout, form a new high, like a new high at 86, 87, and then come back down and play out something very similar. Every spring has looked very similar to this period. I'm not saying we're there yet, but I'm very aware of what's happening. Our bear market comparison is going to look similar to this, where we're going to just move sideways once again in a range, just like we did in 2018. Be very careful of what you wish for, because Bitcoin has never ever started a bull run without going underneath its realized price. In 2014, we went durably underneath the realized price. In 2018, we done the same thing, durably underneath. We also went underneath it briefly in March 2020. And finally, in the bear market where most of you participated in, we went underneath the realized price. And in this current cycle, we are nowhere near. We're nowhere to be seen underneath the realized price. If we do not durably go underneath, then I'm afraid the bull market will be muted. The S&P 500 has peaked for now. I said this in a previous episode. I think it's peaked and we're going to fill these wicks. We're heading lower, in my opinion. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to see a downturn for S&P 500. Nvidia has topped, in my opinion, for now. I think we're going to see a downturn. These prices are not sustainable. All the hedge funds are gone. All the big money, smart money, are on holiday. They're on cruise control. And in the beginning of September, the first week of September, prices will come down. I told you I'm on the right side of markets. My boys have stepped in. The bond vigilantes are giving me some help. The 2-year is up. The 30-year is up. The 10-year is almost about to make all-time new highs. We are actually higher than when this man was talking tough on the net. And whenever you see a pattern like this, I don't like to do TA with the bond markets, but whenever you see TA like this, well, you know where this is heading. don't you? My next area of resistance is going to be at 4.8%. The last time we were at yields that high was in January 2025. And guess what happened? Just have a little guess what happened during that time. The entire crypto market is down. I'm talking almost double digits for the day. Almost taking back all their gains for the week and for the month. We're still down massively for the year. Don't let them fool you and make you FOMO. Some of these projects are down 60, 70, 80%. Crypto, unfortunately, never learns. They always try to onboard dumb money to buy their worthless bags. Let some of these die. Don't help them out. Let them drown. There's going to be new projects, new narratives that will take over. At the end of the day, our aim is to buy low and sell high. That's why we're in crypto or in markets. Ethereum hurdled down. I bought at the Pika bottom. I bought even more. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are way above this low, like way above. It looks even better than Bitcoin. It's up a whopping 70%. The bulls put on a magnificent fight, They put everything into it, but ladies and gentlemen, we are going to head down. If the stock market has a 10 to 15% correction, I can see Ethereum get to the lows around here. The problem with this industry, a lot of folks make their money and never come back and never really teach people about the experiences they learn. This is playing out exactly the same as this. However, this is just more elongated. The cycle in 2022, and this is the cycle in this current bear market. It looks almost picture perfect. Am I lying to you? Am I lying? In this current cycle, everyone got extremely bullish because it broke market structure. There's a trend line that goes from here to here. Everyone thought it's going to get rejected and go down. Matter of fact, it actually broke out. In the previous cycle, we done the exact same thing. We done the same thing in the previous bear market. We had a trend line from here to here. We broke it, made an upthrust. RSI is also identical. The RSI in the previous cycle was at 87. This one went all the way to 78. There is nothing new in crypto. We're doing the same thing that we've done. We're going to make new lows for Solana. Hyperliquid looks remarkably well. Keep on buying the dips. This is an easy play. OKB looks really well. Double bottom, continue buying dips. Monero's up today by 2.63%. It's about to break its previous all-time high. It's slowly going to march higher and higher to around $800. I bought throughout this whole period, ladies and gentlemen, kept on buying and buying, and you get rewarded every single time you buy the dip. Unfortunately, there are many coins that are down 90 to 95%. We are in a K-shaped economy. There's going to be Bitcoin and a few other coins that will continue to go up higher, and the rest will continue to make new lows. If you actually want to win in markets and be ahead of the curve and be part of the 1% that actually make money here, join our inner circle. I'll see you next week when prices will be lower.